Hey guys, it's Source Code here again, back with another video, and this is how to get started with coding, a complete beginner guide. If you're stuck and you don't know where to go, this video is for you, and I'm going to go through and provide you with some tips and tricks on where to get started, how to get started, and then also provide some resources there for yourself for you to do your own learning, I guess you could say. So let's dive into it, to this website here on the computer. It's called roadmap.sh. So yeah, let's get started on roadmap.sh here, guys. Basically, this is a great resource to find out what you want to learn, because there's a vast majority of people out there that don't know what they want, and because the ocean is so deep, a lot of people go through and get lost and don't know where to get started. So with this process here, you can go through and understand what front end or back end is. So let's go through and have a look into front end here. And it does look very large there, I guess you could say. There's a lot to learn, but this is basically a good roadmap or a good way to understand what tools are required to go through and break into this career path here. So obviously we've got the fundamentals of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Then moving on to something like React and understanding CSS frameworks. If we go back here as well, you can have a look at backend. There's also blockchain, computer science, React. There's so many free resources here to go through and get started on understanding where you want to go. And then once you understand that, we can move on to the next step. So let's dive into step number 2. So yeah, step number 2, you've done your research, you've figured out what path you want to take. You want to go front end, back end, full stack, or if you want to dive into the crypto realm, iOS development. There's so many out there, but you've picked one and you're finally happy with what you're going to choose. So the next step, and I know it sounds simple, but next step is sticking it out. So what I mean by this is you don't want to be jack of all trades in this situation, because when you're a jack of all trades, you hinder your performance of becoming great or excellent at something, and no one wants to be jack. So now it's time to choose a learning path, and where a lot of people get caught up is there's so many different free resources out there that they don't know where to start, or they start on many and can't complete the many that they've started. So my best tip for yourself in this process is choose a path and stick to it, because basically discipline is required for greatness, and when you want to better your life, you have to be disciplined. So what I mean by this, if you go through and use one of the free resources I'm about to provide, go through and choose one that you want to stick out and stick it out to the end, and go through and prove to yourself because you can do it, but prove to also your brain that you're able to stick something out. Because when you do this, you start going through and providing brownie points within your brain, which allows you to go through and continue the process. So yeah, let's go through and jump to my computer here, and let's go through and provide you with some resources here on what you can do and how you can go through and start your journey. So as we can see here, we've got Free Code Academy. This is a great free resource. They've also got a lot of amazing videos on YouTube as well. So you can go through and sign in, of course, and then you can see the popular languages. So learning HTML or learning something like Java. Once you go through and click into one of these lessons here, it tells you if it's beginner, intermediate, or advanced. It also provides you here the time that it takes, and you can go through and just basically jump in, start from the start, go through and tell yourself, hey, I'm going to complete this and I'm going to get it done. Once you go through and do that, you can go through and continue moving forward. Always referencing back to this is a good thing, because it allows you to go through and understand where you're at within that chain of command. Second resource here is going to be Free Code Camp, pardon me. And this is a great resource. I've watched their YouTube videos a lot of amazing content. The people who have created this website know what they're doing. And they make it very beginner friendly, but also when you do go in and start creating a project with them or coding with them, they also provide you with work-alongs as well. So you're also coding with this process, which is amazing. You also have the Odin project. This is an amazing resource. I've heard a lot of great things about it. I personally haven't done this. The reason being is I also like watching videos, listening, and also going through and coding that way. So something like the Odin project, where you're doing a lot of reading for myself, isn't the best way for me to learn. So that's always a good tip, is find out the way that you like to learn and continue with that process. So yeah, let's go through and dive into what I've been doing and how I've gone through and started moving forward as a learning to how to be a front end, and also a little bit of back end there as well. So I'm not sponsored by any of these people here. I will provide all the links below as well, so don't forget to go through and check that out. So we have Colt Steele here. This is basically an instructor here who's got a video on Cambly on Udemy. And basically, this guy here knows what he's talking about. He's been doing this for years. As you can see, he's got, 1.4 million students. He's got nearly half a million worth of reviews there. So this guy knows what he's doing. He's got a bunch of videos out there. But what I got started with was the Web Development Bootcamp. And the thing is that I love about this, as you can see, you can sometimes get a special on it as well. So it's very cheap compared to your ordinary in-person bootcamp or even going to the university. The thing is, as you can see here, this goes over basics of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, functions, DOM manipulation. It also goes through and dives into Node.js. What else does it? MongoDB. There's a lot more. As you can see here, we've got pretty much 6.4 hours worth of videos, learning material, 42 articles. He's also got 62 coding exercises within this process as well. So this course has been a life changer for myself, because it's really allowed me to understand and get started on the process. So the second course that I started up was the Git and GitHub Bootcamp. This is also from Colt Steele as well. So shout out to Colt Steele. Thank you for your learning techniques or teaching techniques there. So this was great. Basically, as you can see, 15 euros, which is amazing. 17 hours worth of demand videos. And the good thing about this course there is when you go through the content, each block basically gets you to go through and pretty much do everything in your terminal, which if you don't understand what a terminal is, then I'm sure you'll learn. But it gets you to do everything in your terminal that he's gone through and teaching, such as branching out, or going through and providing a commit, or even going through and how to use GitHub and get your keys into your terminal. So this was a great program, and I was really happy with it, to be fair. The third that I've got, but I haven't started, is one of the best selling on Udemy for React at the moment. I can't recommend it, but the thing is, what I really enjoy here is there's 50 hours worth of content. And for me, if someone's provided me for 50 hours worth of content on how to learn a new thing, such as React, I'm going to go through and take that for 15 euros, right? Because 50 hours of content, 49 articles, basically he's going to go through and teach you from the start to the finish of what React is, how to go through and understand what hooks, React routers, and Redux is. So this is another amazing thing that I'm going to get started on. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for your time today. I hope this video on how to get started with coding, a complete beginner's guide, has gone through and helped you along your process and your journey. I would be providing all the links below, and I just want to also go through and to say thank you so much for watching there, guys. I really appreciate it. And if this content has helped you in any way, feel free to let me know below. And if you do have any resources that you could provide me with, please provide them below as well. I'll be more than happy to go through and check them out. So yeah, thank you for your time, guys. Have a good day. Bye now.